Beast Wars. I went to the early screening, got this cool patch and this poster that's really cool. And yeah, I want to talk about the movie real quick. And yeah, I'm gonna do some spoilers towards the end, but not that ruin the movie, but I'll do it towards the end. For right now, I will just briefly talk about everything I want to talk about. I got some positives, got some negatives. We'll get into the positives first because I really do try to talk about movies from a positive sense on this channel. Yeah, I review bad movies, I review good movies. There's got to be a mix of both, though, and I'm trying not to just tear movies down. However, I was disappointed with this movie, even though I did like it. Um, Anyways, let's get into what I liked. First of all, the Autobots were great in the movie when they were on screen, which thankfully was most of the movie. Um, the Maximals, when they were on screen, were great in the movie, too. The pacing in this movie was awesome because it was short, quick went by, kept me entertained the whole time. So even when the movie wasn't working for me, I didn't mind it because it was quickly moving along. And our main male lead, and I can't stress this, the male lead, he's good in this movie. That actor's from In the Heights. He was great in that movie. I love that movie. He's great in this movie. He adds a lot to the movie, I think. Him and Mirage's dynamic specifically, fantastic. Um, yeah, and the CGI is great. A lot of that's really good. Um, Also, the way they captured the 90s, pretty cool and actually pretty well done. It's surprisingly, I think they did a better job of capturing the 90s in this movie than Bumblebee did at capturing the 80s. All right, now we'll get into the negatives. This movie, it was lied to you. This is not a Beast Wars movie. Um, if you were excited to watch this movie, and I'm not going to phrase this as a spoiler, don't be. Because they're in the movie. Rhinox, a lot of those characters, Maximus Prime, uh, they're in the movie. They do stuff, but they do kind of jack shit in the movie, which is just insulting to sell a movie, call it Beast Wars, and just give us none of that. That's like if Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse call it itself Spider-Verse, and then they just barely even mention the Spider Verse till like the very end or whatever, or something like that. They just do nothing throughout this whole movie. You barely learn anything about them. So like, if you weren't already a fan of Beast Wars, you didn't already know about that stuff like me or other people going to watch this movie, you wouldn't get much out of it. You know, I mean, you'd be like, hey, those characters were kind of interesting. The only one you would actually know by name is probably Maximus Prime, or you know, because he's you know, he has the same name pretty much as Optimus Prime. It's just like, okay, great. But the rest of them didn't really have that many lines, if any at all. They didn't really do much, and it was just insulting. And that's one thing I don't understand about these Transformers movies. Is like, even when they're trying to appeal to the fans, they just can't do it right. Maybe just start hiring people that actually like Transformers to make Transformers movies, right? Because at this point, like, look at that new Ninja Turtles movie. Seth Rogen's involved with it. He keeps talking about his love of the Ninja Turtles every time he's in an interview about it. Seems like it's gonna be good. This is like, yeah, I guess they kind of gave us what we wanted, but they also didn't, because I don't know, like, it just annoying. The female lead in this movie was my main problem with it. Her character, so that there's this trope where you get very attractive women to be like smart and stuff in movies and say all these like smart lines and stuff, and you're just like, lady, you're a very attractive woman. I can't buy that you say any of these things. It's not that an attractive woman can't be intelligent, but just like, no, like, she just can't pull it off, and it's sad because she's trying, but it's like, all right, like, I just don't buy this character, and I just think that she didn't really do anything that they couldn't have written around or done better, or made an Autobot do it, or like, I don't know, one of the freaking actual Beast Wars characters do something. Like, I don't know. Why did it need to be this human character? I think that's the fun thing about here. So I did a rewatch of the Transformers 80 series. I'll tell you, a lot of these episodes, yeah, they had human characters because that's our barrier for entry as the audience. But when they did that, they also gave them just one human character to work off with. We didn't need like multiple. Sometimes they did multiple, but most of the time they gave us like one or two human characters to work off of in the show. I don't know why these Transformers movies can't just do the same instead of just trying to give us all these human characters that we just don't give a shit about. But at least all the human character scenes, there were Transformers on screen same time as them. So you didn't have long stretches of the movie where you're waiting for Transformers to come back on screen, so that was fine. And I guess that's it for the negatives. Um, and so yeah, we'll get into the spoiler warning if you haven't seen the movie yet. They're two mild spoilers. I don't think anyone will ruin the movie. One was at the very end though, and I think some people want to be less surprised. Bumblebee is out for most of the movie, and it's very clear he's not dead, right? Because it's a freaking Bumblebee. Of course, they wouldn't kill him. But his entrance back in the movie had the audience cheering, and that song they played when he did that was pretty cool, and it was a great scene in the movie. Really awesome. Him kicking ass in the movie was great. And then the last thing I want to say is at the end they teased G.I. Joe versus Transformers, which is just like hell to the freaking yeah. Though the way they tease it seems less like G.I. Joe versus Transformers and more like G.I. Joe Transformers team up movie. Which either way, I'm all in for it. But again, I'm concerned about it because they sold us a Beast Wars movie. They lied to us. Are they going to do the same with G.I. Joe versus Transformers? I don't know, but I really want to see it now. Please give me that. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.